What's going on, everybody? I'm Marcus, and you're at the channel of the Debt Free Dad, where, of course, we're following my family's journey to financial freedom, whatever that means to us, and trying to learn a little bit about finances along the way. So, in today's video, we're just going to go over the September closeout to talk about how the budget went. It's going to be pretty interesting. Of course, I went over budget. We already knew that if you've been watching the videos and the vlogs I've been doing when I was in FinCon in Austin a few weeks ago. So in any event, we're going to dive right in. I'm not going to talk about or show the images of the budget because the fixed expenses are the fixed expenses. It was nothing crazy that came up this month. The only thing that we really got to talk about is what I overspent on while I was in Austin and how that impacted our debt payoff or what we sent to get rid of these student loans and to make progress on them this month. So, hey, what's going on, everybody in the room? I got to glance over at the computer. I see Britt. As all these people got great channels too. So I'm gonna call out everybody's channel. Invest to Live. His channel is good too because I like him because he gives an update on what's going on in the financial world, to include politics and the stock market. Literally, he do this video every Sunday night, so it saves me a lot of time because I don't have to watch the news or read the articles because I just watch him talk about it. The homegirl Britt from Plan Your One Life, hey, that's the homie right there. And also my sister Brina with a Twist, great channel as well, great progress. And she be doing those high speed grocery hauls where she be getting all this stuff. Every time I go to the grocery store, I feel like I overspend. So when I see people go out, buy groceries and don't spend that much money doing it, I'm really impressed because I'm not a couponer. I'm not using any of these apps. It's really sad. I need to be ashamed of myself. But in any event, let's go ahead and talk about the budget. So, like I was saying, there was no new additional expenses that occurred in September. But let's talk about what my plan was for FinCon. So, to wrap it up, every month I try to send about $3,400 to pay towards my student loans. So when I planned this thing going to FinCom, my thought was, okay, my spending money that I have every month, $300, I'll take $200 of that and I'll use that for my eating out budget while I'm out of town at this FinCon event. So the first day I knew it was going to be problematic because I ate at a restaurant and I ordered like one Corona and the bill was like $50. So my initial thought was, okay, I'm gonna just eat fresh for a couple of days, maybe lunch and breakfast go real cheap, then get something good for dinner. But that completely went out the water. When you go to these events, y'all already, oh, I appreciate that. Hey, super sticker. I don't even know. Like, I never seen one pop up before, so I was really confused when it popped up. But thank you. I appreciate that. And so, there was two problems. One, when you're out of town, everything is expensive. And two, if you're at a conference, you're always eating lunch. Every event is centered around a lunch. And me, I feel real foolish sitting down and not eating. So I was just buying meals and buying meals and buying meals. And the other thing is, and I think this is a profession thing, and I didn't do this before. This is definitely a post law school, post bar exam thing. I had this strange habit where, like, if I go out somewhere and I'm like, oh, I meet any of you, I feel like the first time we sit down and interact, because I may know you some. I have an urge to want to, okay, don't worry about it. This round of drinks is on me, or this lunch is on me. So it was a little bit of that going on. So I had $200 planned. I don't even want to tell you how much I spent, but it was more than $200. I literally went $400 over what I was supposed to spend. So somehow or another, about $550 got spent between, me buying a few meals for myself, me buying a few meals, treating other people. It just kind of got really ridiculous really fast. And so to really offset that, what we had to do was decrease the payment that we made towards our student loans from $3,400 to $3,000. So that's kind of how it worked out. It was a really piss poor planning on my part. I just didn't even think, in my head, I think, oh, $200, I could make that work. But I can't make $200 work. I don't really eat and like fast food like that. So it just became a problematic thing. So that's kind of how that's kind of how that's kind. I'm just laughing at the comments. What's going on? I see my great channel as well. Mind Your Money. See, they debt free. I saw her video about her family paying off all her debts, and oh man, she was about to cry. I was about to cry. I had to hold my composure. Well, ain't nothing wrong with crying, fellas, as long as nobody see you cry. So I was feeling real emotional. I was real proud of her and what her family accomplished. And so, but that's how I blew up the budget, just mainly eating out, treating other people I met to, either a drink or to a meal. And, hey, it is what it is. We had to, we had to decrease the amount that we paid towards the student loans. So let's, all right, bear with me. I'm trying to learn how to do some high speed stuff here, and it might come out jacked up. It's not high speed. It's the most simple thing possible, but it's complicated for me. So this is the payment that we were able to send off. We sent a $3,000 payment on the 18th for the month of September. How they got it broken up is just how they break it up, because it's two loans. One loan is pretty much almost paid for. The second one is makes up the majority of the remaining balance. Now, this next slide is what really irritates me, and I didn't think about it until I actually looked at it and saw the numbers. But this is what paying the minimum payments on anything will get you. Just take a look at this. If I could pull it up here. All right, so look at that. I paid almost $20,000. I paid almost $20,000 in interest during the life of this loan. So principal paid $60,000, interest paid almost $20,000, which is crazy. And that came from all those months where I just was like, we were like, you know what, we just gonna send them a minimum payment. So that's really disgusting, and it frustrates me every time I see it. But I'm grateful for the progress that we've been able to make on the principal payments thus far. So right now, where we stand with our student loans, the one that we're working on, we started in February with a balance of $109,000 and some change. And currently that balance is at $49,323.56. So we're going to try to get this thing as low as possible. I mean, the plan is, fingers crossed, if a few things work out, we may be able to eliminate this entire balance by the time that payments are set to resume. That's going to be our goal. Again, it's not anything that's guaranteed, but that's going to be our goal, to make as much progress as we can on that principle until we can, just get it squared away, because it's a pain in the ass. And so, yeah, that's pretty much kind of where we at with the payment progress. What's going on, Jerry? How you doing this evening? Just wanted to send you a shout out since I saw you left a comment. And the last thing, this is a funny story, and I didn't do it in the beginning because this live is a completely different format from if I pre-recorded. But when I was at FinCon, I met this young lady. Think about it. Most of us, and I don't know how you all had car payments, but most people, I think, get car payments when they're young, in their early 20s. And then as they progress in their financial knowledge journey, as they get older, they get to maybe mid 30s, 40s, and they like, you know what? I don't ever want to have a car payment again. This was interesting. I met a young lady who never had a car payment before ever in life. And she just recently purchased a new car at 37. And now she has her first car payments. And so, I asked her, I was like, how does that make you feel? She was real transparent. I was like, well, she said she paid like $500 a month for the note, plus the insurance and everything. So she's spending about almost $700 a month for the car note as well as the insurance. And it just was weird to me, because I can't ever fathom, if I get a car payment, I'm not getting a car payment. I just buy a hoopty, or I catch the metro. I figure it out. I just don't want to do it. But I just wanted to get her, how does she feel? Because literally while we were there and having a conversation, they took out their first payment. And honestly, she was like, oh man, I should have just went ahead and paid for it in cash instead of having that payment. Because I just wanted to see, how did that payment coming out of her check make her feel? And the thing that she was really forthcoming about, she said that had she paid for it in cash, she probably would have gotten a cheaper car. Because I asked her, I was like, hey, are you able to pay for this car in cash and just eliminate it? She was like, no, I could probably pay maybe half of it off, but because she got the payments, she actually got more car than what she could technically pay for if she would have paid for it in cash. I just thought that was crazy to never have a car payment ever in life to go to getting one at 37. I couldn't relate. It made completely no sense to me, but that's just how it is. Oh, you're gonna knock your student loan out, and yeah, it's just be patient. And it looked like they actually may change some things to potentially. I just read an article about student loans and the public service student loan forgiveness where they're looking at changing some rules to make it easier for people to comply with that program and actually expand the types of jobs that people can have that will qualify them for public service student loan forgiveness. So that will probably be a big help. As more details come out, I'll probably do a video about it that'll be really short to give everybody an update kind of as to how that's standing. But hey, that's it. That's kind of how September played out. October October's probably going to be interesting because I don't know, a lot of you, we just got back from my SSF sinking fund trip, and I don't know if you all remember, the SSF sinking fund is the, what is it, sexcation sinking fund. Me and the wifey had a getaway with no kids that we were stashing for, so we just got back from that. It was at Vegas. I don't like Vegas. I realized I'm too damn old for Vegas. I was getting sleepy in Vegas. The noise that people was making in the hallway of our hotel was bothering me. I sounded like an old ass grouch. Exactly what I was, an old 40-year-old grouch who didn't want to do anything and got sleepy at about 11 o'clock because of the 3-hour difference. But fortunately, for the most part, that trip isn't going to jam us up because my wife actually planned that trip. So she was a lot better at allocating the money for spending as opposed to me. I did gamble. I lost $20 in like 20 seconds and I was frustrated. While my wife, on the other hand, played it smart. She took her $20, found a 1-cent machine, and followed the lady around who gave out free drinks as she collected free drinks as she was only spending 1 cent every time she pressed the button. So, hey, she's smart. I'm not. That's how it played out. Hey, as always, hey, yeah, I know I would much rather went to Lake Tahoe than to go to Vegas. In hindsight, now that I think about it, it's just too much. It's too many people. It's too loud, and I'm too old for all that crazy shit. I ain't want to go to no clubs. I ain't want to do anything. I was looking at the billboard. I was like, oh man, Boys to Men performing. You want to go see Boys to Men? I want to do all old people shit. But hey, I appreciate y'all tuning into this live. Thank you. I love y'all. Y'all be safe, be blessed, take care. Peace.